Okay, so if you're joining me to start scene 4, sorry, I have like 30 more seconds of scene 3 that I still have to talk about. It won't take long. Feel free to skip ahead if you need to. Okay, if you're finishing up scene 3, Juliet's mom was just going on and on about how great Paris is and blah, 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 blah. She should totally marry him, etc. Okay, let's just listen to the end of the scene real fast.
Pen. Examine every several lineament, and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margent of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without the fair within to hide. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory, that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less? Nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I'll look to like if looking liking move. But no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Okay, basically what that means is she's aware that her mom and the nurse are like really into Paris. So she's just going to look at him. She's not making him any promises. She'll look at him, but that doesn't mean she'll fall in love. Just like her mom giving consent to marry him doesn't mean that she's immediately going to fall in love. So she's going to look at him tonight at the party.
It gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days.
Okay, so scene 4 takes place in a street near Capulet's house. This is basically, think of it as the guys. We have Romeo, his cousin Benvolio, and their good friend Mercutio, who's a relative of the prince, and he is another really comedic character. They're just walking to the party, and Romeo is going to be feeling like, surprise, really gloomy and mopey and sad, per usual with Romeo. So they're on the way to the party, and you may be asking yourself, wait, isn't this party at the Capulet's house? They're Montagues. How are they going to get in without causing like a huge fight? Well, it's a costume party, so they're all going to have masks on their faces. Anyway, so these guys are just walking along, carrying torches, and kind of joking with one another. Let's listen.
Scene 4. A street near the Capulet house.
What? Shall the speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, bearing a Tartar's painted bow of lath, scaring the ladies like a crow-keeper, nor no without-book prologue faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. Believe me, you have dancing shoes.
Sorry, my dog is being super annoying. Yes, you are. You're very annoying. Okay, so Romeo just used a pun here. Remember, a pun is a play on words. So when you have words that can have multiple meanings. So he said, being but heavy, which if you remember from Shakespeare's language worksheet, heavy means sad. So being but heavy, I will bear the light. So we have that play on heavy and light, but he's carrying a torch, which actually has light on it. He then makes another pun. He says, you have dancing shoes, I have a soul of lead. So again, we talked about this when we were learning pun. Soul like S-O-U-L, and then soul like S-O-L-E, like the bottom of, like the soles of his shoes. So he's saying that it's, again, just a pun. His soul is too heavy, he's too sad to be able to go dancing. And then, but he's also saying like his feet are too heavy, he physically is unable to dance. I know, I'll get you dinner in a moment. Okay. Pay attention. There's a couple of illusions coming up. So if you haven't yet put down your illusion on your worksheet at the bottom, make sure that you're getting one of these illusions. Basically, anytime that they mention Cupid, which I know has already happened once, Mercutio is going to mention Cupid here in just a second, but make sure that you're getting that full line down of the illusion.
Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
So love pricks like a thorn. It is comparing love to a thorn being sharp, and it uses like. So bet you that'll answer another one of your literary devices at the bottom of your worksheet.
Tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I what curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
A torch for me? Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. For I am proverbed with a grandsire phrase, I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Tut, done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire of, save your reverence, love, wherein thou stickst up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that, ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep, while they do dream things true.
Okay, here's another pun. I think this is my favorite one that Mercutio and Romeo have. So Romeo is obviously super upset because he's too heartbroken. Mercutio says dreamers often lie, meaning lie like they don't tell the truth. Dreams don't mean anything. Romeo flips that word lie around and he says, yeah, they lie in bed while they do dream things true. Romeo believes a lot in his dreams, and whenever he has a bad dream, he takes it really personally. And here, Romeo's had a bad dream. He doesn't feel good about what's going to happen at the Capulet party, which again is excellent foreshadowing since we know the play eventually ends in his death. And he's going to go into this a little bit more after Mercutio's Queen Mab speech. Now, if you're looking at this next page, Mercutio's Queen Mab speech is really long. It also makes 0 sense. If you read right here, it says the famous speech is one more attempt by Mercutio to cheer up Romeo. He talks about Queen Mab, the Queen of the Fairies, a folktale character well known to Shakespeare's audience. We don't know who Queen Mab is. Don't worry about it. His language includes vivid descriptions, puns, and satires of people, and ultimately he gets caught up in his own wild imaginings. Again, it doesn't make sense. It's not necessary to understand everything that Mercutio says, just to recognize the beauty that he is a natural-born storyteller. So again, don't worry too much about understanding the Queen Mab speech. I have a master's degree in literature, and I don't understand the Queen Mab speech. The whole point of it is just to cheer Romeo up and tell him that dreams don't matter, dreams don't mean anything. So if you feel yourself getting a little bit lost here, just remind yourself to go back to the fact that dreams don't matter. Okay.
She is the fairy's midwife, and she...
Actually, I've only got like 40 seconds left in this recording, and the Queen Mab speech is much longer than that. So I'm going to go feed my precious little puppy. You're a good boy. And I will be back with the rest of scene 4 in just a moment.